Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to see select many page item. So let us begin. So I am using Oracle Apex Cloud Account 24.2 version. So in this video I am just created a page select many and I am going to create one page item and I am going to make the name it as select many. Then I'm going to select the type from the, you can see there are various options are available, so you can select many. So if you want to know about the select one, you can check it out my previous video. I've just posted a separate video for select one. So now in this video we are going to see select many. So I'm just selecting select many, and under that I'm going to give the source. Here you can see I'm just mentioning as SQL query. So in the SQL query I'm going to type the SQL query. So I'm going to make some dummy thing. So one and the return from dual, and I'm going to make some union all, and I'm going to copying this and I'm going to change this. So now I just create a, now I'm going to validate this and I'm going to run this. So now one page item is created. On clicking on this you are getting some multiple options and you are getting this checkbox. So this checkbox is the enables or makes you understand that you can select multiple values from this. For example, I'm going to select this select one. So you can see one value is selected, and if you click on this you can see one more value is collected and you are getting this count. So this is the count. So if you click on this, the selected values will be shown, and on clicking on this again it will be showing all the values, and once you leave this and the selected values will be separated by comma. So this is the select many, that is like you are going to select multiple values from this select list drop down. So this is the page item main purpose to select multiple values. So what are the other features or functionalities available with this page item? Let us see now. So I'm just selecting this select many. I am scrolling up. You can see the type as select many. I just selected. Under that you can see maximum values in the list. So maximum values is, you can see here in the drop down you can see 3 list of values. So as we have given only 3 rows, so 3 values will be common. Suppose in future if your query generates more number of columns, then it will take some performance issue to load all the values. So to restrict that, we are just restricting the number of values to be displayed. For example, I'm going to give enter as 2. So then only the 2 values should be displayed in the drop down. For example, on clicking on this I am getting only 1 and 2 rows, that is two rows. So for example, if I want the other rows, if I search that, I will be fetching that. So for display purpose it will be restrict to the number of words, but when you search it will retrieve that values. So that is the advantage of using this minimum row list. And this fetch and search also the same thing, it will be used for searching. And here you can see one more thing, use default. So you just uncheck this. Once you uncheck, you will be given an option for display value as chips. There is two things, chips and comma separated list. So chips is nothing but, you can see here I am clicking on this and selecting this. So you can see one rectangle shaped design has come with the selected display value with the X mark. So this is the chip. So once you selected the value, it will be displayed as a chip. This is chip. And if you mentioned as comma separated list, then it will be like comma separated, like the values will be, selected values will be separated by comma. For example, I am selecting this and I am selecting this. Once I left out of this, you can see 1, 2. So the selected value is separated by comma. For example, the same thing I need with the chips. I am selecting this and I am running this. You can say 1 and 2. Now I am leaving this cursor. Now you can see the same chip design is render. So that is a use of this property. So display value as chips or comma separated list. By default it will be like display comma separated list. You can make it as chips also if you want. And this value HTML expression is you going to, if you want some customization, for example the drop down should be listed in some different visual format, or you need to give some color CSS styles. So what are the things you need? You can make some customization in this by using HTML tags and CSS. So that is the use of this video. And here you can see search. In this search, match type one property is there. In that match type you will be seeing two values, that is contains and starts with. So contains is nothing but if you are searching the value here, if you are searching here for example h, then if the h is present anywhere in the word, for example here h is present in the second letter, so that is the meaning of contains. If that letter is contained somewhere in the word irrespective of the position, then that will be fetched. For example if I make this starts with, then only the word starting with h or the searched letter will be fetched. That is the advantage of using this property. And case sensitive is, suppose if the searched result should fetch only the based on the case. For example if I typed capital H, then the values with the capital H will be fetched. If I searched a small h, then the values with small h will be fetched. For example if you no need those case formatting, then you can uncheck this, both the values will be searched. And the minimum characters, suppose if I entered some h, then only the after selecting or after entering some particular letters, then only the search result will be initiated. If I mentioned 2, after entering 2 letters the search will be initiated. If I mention 0, then initial stage itself will initiate. This is no data found messages, nothing but here you can see if I am selecting 5, I am searching for 5, the 5 is not present in the LOB, so I am getting no matches found. So instead of this default message, I need to mention my custom message. For example not in LOB. So this is my custom message. If the search result not in the list of values, then it will display this value. For example if I am mentioning 5, then it will mention not in LOB. This is a custom no data found message, so you can assign it to this using this. And here you can see multiple values. So here this select menu, advantage of using this is it will enable users to select multiple values. So the multiple values means how it will be we can fetch a values from that or how it will be display or how it will be stored in the format. So this is the option, delimited list and JSON array. So JSON array means it will be stored in the JSON array format. Delimited list means it will be separated by some special character. For example delimited list is I am mentioning separator as colon, then the after words it will be each words will be separated by colon. For example I am selecting 1, next I am selecting 2, then 1 colon 2. This is the format it will be stored. So mostly you will be using delimited list. That is okay with that. And the remaining you can see most of the options are similar to the other page items. So now we are just configured, we are just made all the thing. Under 1 under 2 I am selected. Now how I will retrieve these values? Since the page item mostly we will be using like a single value, it will return single value. For example I am going to fetch that selected value. I will be using Apex API, that is Apex page that item dot that syntax. If you use then you will get that value. So but here there are multiple values, not only 2. If you select a more than 5 10, then how I will retrieve or what format the data will be stored. So now we will see how we can retrieve that. For that I am going to demonstrate in JavaScript. So for that, after selecting this value I am going to create one dynamic action. The dynamic action I am going to make it as execute JavaScript code as an action. So execute JavaScript code, and the dynamic event is change event. You can see change event. Under the change event I am just making execute JavaScript. So now I am going to log these values in the console. For that I am using Apex item and the value. So 29 underscore select many. This is page item value and get value. So this is the Apex API syntax for getting this value. I am going to assign this as some This is a variable I am assigning. Now I am going to console this val. Now I am going to print this. So I am consoling in the browser to check the what is the output I am getting the value. So once it is done, I am selecting this. You can see console. So to open the console, you can press Ctrl Shift I, or you can click on this, and here you will see this more tools under developer tools. So you can either select from this, or you can use this Ctrl Shift I shortcut. So the console will be open, and you can click on this console tab. So once it is done, you will see this value. So if you click on this, you are getting 1. So I am selecting one more value, then you will get 1 2, and if I select one more value, then you will get 1 2 3. You can see the values are stored in an array with the values are stored in the array. So this is the array values. So how to retrieve this? So if you used this, you will get only the array object. So how to retrieve or how to use the values? For that, you need to you need to make some loop to, for example, I am mentioning a loop. So where I equal to 0 and I less than this val dot length and then I plus plus. So I am mentioning a loop and I am just consoling. Console of I. This is the index. So I am just made a for loop and initialized with 0, and I should be less than this value of length, and I am plus plus. I am consoling using that index value. So index is I. So now if I logged that value, you can check it. First I am mentioning 1, I am getting 1. If I selected 2, you can see this is array object 1 2. I am getting individual value 1 comma 1 and 2. That's a individual 1 2 3. So likewise you can loop over that, and you can get that value from that array. Otherwise I need a single value, not like looping, or I need all the array as a single string or something. Then you can make this val dot join. You can join that array using comma or any other symbols you want. So for example, if there is a multiple value, I am going to merge this using comma, separated by comma, and I am going to store it in my column. So then you can use this join. So now if I click on the 1, the 1 value will be outputted. Then if I selected 2, you can see this is 1 2 is from the loop, and this 1 comma 2 is from the join. So it is like a single literal. So using this you can use what are the depends on your requirement. You can use this one of the two types to retrieve the values. So this is the use of this select many. So what is the major difference between select one and select many? Select one is you can able to select only one value at a time. Select many, you can select multiple values at a time. So this is a major difference between select one and select many. So if you want to refer that select one, I have just made a previous video on that, so you can refer that video. So if you like this video, please subscribe and comment your thoughts on this video. Thank you.